Yes.
That's right.
Karen started off with a mischievous looking smile on her face there. I don't
What?
know what causing that. You have a
What?
mischievous,
No,
She like a
never that.
mischievous.
the
Never,
looking like
ever.
the mouse who stole the cheese or something. I don't know
Why me
what.
couldn't be the cat? Why me have to be the rodent?
Ah.
We
All
could
right,
start off right now, man.
she looking like the, she looking like the, Sam. She looking like the little cat. Sorry, or should I say big cat?
Hey, nay,
All
nay.
right,
You
see.
know that.
Trinis. It's hard to work with Trinis, ladies. Man,
You know
no.
that.
She looking like the puss who stole the what? I don't know. I don't know.
I stayed out of that one, brethren.
All right. I'm gonna try my best to behave tonight. I'm gonna try my best to behave. So
That's the fun in
tell me,
that.
Miss Forrester, how are you doing this evening?
Nah, answer to no Miss Forrester.
Where you from? Nigeria? What's with that long
Ghana. The people
Ghana?
come from Ghana.
Your people
Black.
from Ghana. One long stoops.
Drag it.
That's a very long strips.
Mr. Archer.
Says a strips.
Chops.
It's a
Mr.
strips.
Archer, talk to us. How you doing tonight, bro?
I'm doing very well. I'm blessed and highly flavored. And we want to say good night to Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Good night, Lucy O'Brien. Good night. Hold
we've
on. Was that a slip of the tongue or what? You say you are blessed and highly what?
Flavored.
Flavored.
Yes. Lots of flavor.
Okay. Karin, if you want, you could continue questioning him on that. I have nothing else to say.
I am highly flavored.
I will not contribute anymore to that.
Speak.
No, ain't no training, nothing there. A man watching you and telling about he flavored, I don't talk.
Hey.
I see. I don't even know where he going with this. You see?
I didn't know where you were going. This is why I decided to know.
Flavored. That's all I'm saying. I'm highly flavored because I have a lot of flavor. You know what I'm saying? You know, like Flavor Unit, the record company.
Flavor, right? All right.
Flavor.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, flavor.
All
No,
right.
I don't know where you going with the whole conversation of flavor. Like, for example, I have a sandwich here. There's butter and cheese in it, and there's flavor.
So you're trying to get to that 400 pounds.
Yeah, but
I'm just trying to feed some worms. That's all. I never 400 pounds.
Still for that butter vibe, bro.
But
anyway, let me shift gears a bit, Sam. As before I forget, I've been meaning to ask you this for a couple of days now. Karin mentioned Ghana a few minutes ago. Are you familiar with this artist out of Ghana called Kweku the Traveler?
It sounds familiar. I don't know if
if you didn't. No, check out the brother when you get a chance. He have a hit song. They playing a lot of it on social media. Little pieces of it called Kweku the Traveler.
Kweku,
Kwaku. This brother, they put up a video like maybe a little over a month ago. 7.9 million views on this one song.
Rockstone, boy.
7.9 million views on this one song. You know what I like to see. I really appreciate the fact that now a lot of how they're calling it Afrobeats. A lot of the Afrobeats music is really pumping on this side of the world, and some of us are getting in touch with the motherland, getting in touch with some of the roots.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're getting in touch with the roots, with the motherland music and stuff like that, and I really, really appreciate that because for so many years ago, we, people who just didn't want to touch base with Africa, didn't, thinking it was this.
People just felt Africa was just foreign place.
Yeah, but we're getting in touch, the dances, the music and stuff like that right now, the Afrobeat music killing it. And I really, really appreciate that.
I wonder what happened then that people wanted to change their mind. They want to feel the blackness now,
Well, whatever it is, I'm happy. I'm happy that we're getting in touch with it. And it's something I'm proud of personally, even though I may not have any vested interest.
Yeah.
But I love to see
you love the vibes.
Yeah, but I love that.
You love the flavor.
I don't talk.
Don't get caught up.
I don't talk with you and that flavor business.
Yeah, blessed and highly flavored. Yes.
I don't talk. So we still missing what's your name?
Yeah, what's your name?
What's your name? Yeah, we still missing what's your name?
Yeah.
So let me see what we did. Yeah, we did past 5 minute thing already. So run the thing.
Run the thing.
And let me come back and talk about the thing. And
we got to take it up.
Yeah.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. BantuKreations can be found on IG and on Facebook as BantuKreations. That's BantuKreations with a K.
Come check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cup, music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Oh. But oh. How are you doing tonight, my dear? Oh.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing?
Oh.
And so she's coming back in the room by herself for a few seconds.
She just come and knock everybody off of the screen.
Bloom.
Oh.
Hello, Karen.
Hi.
Hello, Curtis. Or as Betty would say, hello, Curtis. Hello. But certainly not the least. Samuel, how are you, my dear? Darling, I'm doing so fabulous right now. It's when you call me darling, I felt even better. Yes, that's the whole idea of this thing. Whatever.
I don't know. The man said he's blessed and highly flavored. What do you take from that?
Who's that?
That fella up there.
He's blessed and highly favored.
Flavored.
Flavor.
It depends on the flavor.
All right. Okay. Maybe you could indulge him in that conversation. I don't talk the minute he come with that. All right. So people, Sade Archer. Oh gosh, boy.
Hi, Sade. Good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Good night, Sade.
She's over 21. She'll be fine.
How old Sade is?
She's over 21. She'll be fine.
She's over
21, but under 30.
So she big.
The sorry for her tonight.
Wow, such an early shout out. LOL, good night. So no. Let me tell you something. I know Sade so long. When I know Sade, I still see Sade small. So all right. So Sade will always be small. So to me, so this conversation tonight. All right. So what we're gonna do? All right.
What a sick puppy.
Tonight. The show called "Where Were You When?" But Michael Jackson had a song called "Do You Remember the Time?" Same thing. Where were you when such and such? And I want to know if you remember the time.
Yeah.
We're traveling back in time tonight, people. We want to kick up a little dust. We want to recall some memories.
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Hold on. I need for you all to go back in time. I want to recall some memories. Some good and some not so good.
Not so good.
I remember a singer from the 70s. You could say she from the 80s. You could say she from the 90s. You could say she from 2000 and beyond. You could say she from 2050s. You could say she from 3000s. Because let me tell you something about this sister here. Her name, she went by the name of Betty Wright.
Betty Wright. Aye.
She wrote a poem and she put a little vibe to it. Her producer saw the poem and he said, this thing here really good. And he put some music to it and she said, yeah, the vibe's nice. And she said in the song, she take it over and she played for her mother. She eventually sang in this song talking about tonight is the night.
Is the night.
In that song, she spoke about her memory of the night she lost her virginity. This song is a timeless classic, and I believe that it will never, ever get old because it's an ongoing experience that boys and girls will hopefully enjoy till the end of time. In that song, she also asked us to think back to our very first time. Well, Betty told us a story, and tonight, when I say you, you the listener, you the people in the chat, you Mr. Archer, you Miss Forrester, and yes, you too, Dr. Judith. You get the opportunity to tell us some of your memories.
If me tell you, then me can't go sleep.
Did you? No, we're not just talking about that, Judith. Hold on. Did you act like a child? Or were you mentally and physically prepared for the encounter?
What's that?
Panelists, it is said somewhere in the Bible that confession is good for the soul. If memory serves me right, in the book of James, chapter 5, verse 16, it says that, therefore confess your sins unto one another and pray for one another that you may be healed. The prayer of a righteous person has great power as it is working. So I ask you tonight, when was your last confession?
Not tonight.
Do any of you here remember when you were kissed or when you kissed someone for the very first time?
Nah.
Where were you when you got your first kiss?
I never get none.
Yeah, let me that was a real.
Yeah,
that was a real nice night. A very good night. Yes, I was a teenager, and I went to a concert at the school, high school. We had a concert that Saturday night. And I remember I walked like if I was going and sign a check. You know, like, you know, the walk, it does walk when you know you have money in the bank.
No.
It's a confident walk, you know. It's like you're going to sign a check kind of walk. You walk. And you stop half. It's dark and things. Yeah, you know, the only thing that lighted is the moon, yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was like moonlight, and you know, it was my first tongue kiss experience.
Lord and live on my soul. I can't take it.
It just felt like everything stopped. Like the clock stopped.
Going poetic.
Life stopped. My heart stopped. Everything stopped. Everything stopped. And it's like, you know, it's almost like when they give the story about Jesus turning water into wine, you know, and the party was on pause, and D.L. Hughley has the way he says, keep the party going.
Keep the party going.
There you go. So like everything had stopped, right?
D.L. Hughley and Jesus and I same story?
But,
yeah, man. Yeah. You missed that one. You know that one. So forget about that one. That one went past you. You know that one.
Yeah, keep up, Karin. Yeah, keep up.
I don't.
So everything had stopped. And it's like, after the moment, you know, like God just said, all right,
God again.
Time again. And time started again, like, and there was moonlight. And somewhere there was a butterfly flying. I don't know what's going on. Yes, sir.
Stop it.
Oh gosh. I think Judith, the people calling on you. I go hold on.
We need a therapist right
So
now.
wait, hold up. I give my story. Curtis, where were you? You asking questions.
They wanted you to be analyzed. Your response to be analyzed by Dr. Judith. That was a request, you know, Sam. So we're addressing that.
We were supposed to be analyzed?
Yeah, because that one there was a long story. Good.
Oh, okay. Dr. Judith. I don't know if Dr. Judith could handle that one. Dr. Judith, the floor is yours.
I'll give you a quick analysis. I don't believe a word you say.
But you know what? What after that moment, right? After that moment, I was telling a friend of mine that, you know, we had a little kiss vibe, you know, and then he started singing, oh, wow. It was in December too, but it wasn't 63. I wasn't born yet. So it was late December back in whatever year that was. Yeah, that's how we used to talk about it. Oh, what a night.
Blows and skirts, I say.
Blows and skirts up in this place.
I just think that Mr. Archer is has been stuttering. He has a wealth of information to share. Not quite sure how much of it is real, but he shared it. And so now the job that we have
Dr. Judith.
Excuse me?
Dr. Judith, I was not what's the word? When they say when they're imagining things. I didn't have any drugs. I was not it was real. It was very real.
Okay. The thing is this, is that it could have been real at the moment, but when you retell it, it takes on other elements that makes it seem not quite real. The butterfly.
Oh, you didn't like the screenplay. It was...
Listen, if your heart didn't stop you, that did. So all these other things that you add in, it makes it questionable. You know? So,
you know, I did understand after that kiss. I understood what Solomon was talking about.
Solomon.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
That's the baddest man in town.
Yeah. I understood. I was like, this is what he was talking about. All right, Mr. Solomon, we could do a little bit more reading.
So, sir, you were asking me something, Sam, early on, but
yeah, you asking people about their first time. What about your first time? Yes, you know.
First kiss.
So wait, I understood. I just asking all the questions.
No. We are going to know. You had to lively up. Bring some flavor. Bring some flavor to the conversation.
So wait, hold on. What was the question again?
When is your first kiss?
Long time. You see.
Oh, you have amnesia now. Watch him.
You can't remember. That's how long it is.
You got a scratchy head.
Hold on. Let me tell all this. You know where it was? In a guava tree.
In a guava tree?
In a guava tree. Up on a guava tree.
Who was in there with you?
Let me tell all this. I was about 9 years old. No lie. Could have been about 10.
No lie, you know it's lie.
Could have been about 10. Serious business. We leave for people who know Trinidad. Let me tell you, leave Tunapuna. We went down Diego Martin for the summer holidays. Make the conversation simpler. August. And it had this girl on the block. And she used to come to the place I was staying, deliver stuff for her mother, parents, whoever it was. Her name was Carol. And Carol came there one time.
Okay,
yeah, man. Catch you out the corner of my eye. I said, oh boy, that girl, they look nice. Blah, blah, blah. But now a couple of days pass and I waiting for Carol. I can't see Carol at all. Then one day she comes, she show up, I rush outside and I watch she serious. So she go on about she business. I say, you know what? I'll tell you, Carol, come back here. So I walk up the street, past the house and pretend I don't see she. She in the gallery. And I pretend I ain't see she at all. And I hold my head straight and I walk. Reach the corner, stand up on the corner, stand up there for like 2 minutes. I say, yeah. And then all of a sudden I run past down the block and run past she again and I don't look wrong.
Hi, Diane.
So what do you think she do now? She come down to the house to ask me what wrong. You pass and you ain't see me. You pass back running. You ain't say hello, good morning, nothing. So she come back to know what happened.
Fella.
Oh yeah, man. I had to bring she back to the house. So I leave now and I go along in the backyard and I say, let me go along the back and talk.
Right.
I climb up the guava tree. I say, what happened? You're frightened or what? You're too scared to climb? Not knowing that this girl living in the neighborhood been climbing this guava tree and other trees. But let me tell you something. When the girl do so, I going up as high as I could go in the guava tree and she watching me. I say, what happened? You afraid to come up? The girl do say, yap. Go on past me and go on. I say, what? Then she look at me. She say, you're frightened? Come up. But that is the highest I could. But anyway, boss, I climb up and I reach up on the guava tree now. So we start talk. But I want to come down because I frightened. I think about breaking and all kind of things. So to shut she up. When she talking, Sam, girls like to talk. Women like to talk, right? So she just yada.
What it is, I think they talk to kind of just fill up the space in between.
I don't know. So to shut she up while she yapping, I just reach in. Huh?
Yeah,
just like that. Lock lips and now one long tongue kiss. Hold on now. So when she I holding on, she look and she said, but you're breathing heavy. Is she, is frightened? I frightened, It's frightened, holding on to that branch up there, boss. And she think I breathing heavy because I excited or something. But that was my first kiss.
Was a little bit of both. You was frightened, but you was breathing heavy because
yeah, my heart did stop.
Like, your heart did stop too. yeah, I know.
It's a walking dead man.
No, it does stop forever. It does stop in a moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it felt like the world. Like the world.
Yeah, everything that stopped.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But with all of that analysis Judith doing, she ain't saying nothing yet. But we're going to go to Karin and come back to Chicago because Karin itching to talk. Let me hear you.
Long drawn out story when I bring you some man.
Your first kiss, Karin. Come on, bring it to the table.
Age 14. First love. Jamaica. Incredible. Me done. Oh gosh.
Just like that?
Drawn out story gone round the
put some flavor to that. We can't accept that. Put some flavor to that, please.
Age 14 done.
Was it in a tree? Was it in the river?
No,
was it in the rain? Was there bubble gum involved? Was there drinking involved? We can't accept that one, but you're done.
Have to accept it.
But, no, you had to bring it.
I brought it.
Was it daytime? Was it nighttime? You all had lunch? Was there curry goat? Was there cocktail?
These extra decorations.
Yeah,
the next door neighbor, your brother, best friend, what? Your cousin, what?
You know, I said it. If you listen, 14, first love. Amazing.
I don't know him. You acting as if I was there about your first love. Okay.
Was he fat? He was skinny. He was light skin. He was dark skin.
You know, this fat, skinny. You have to be this, have to be that, have to be that. First love, 14, amazing kiss. Boom.
Amazing. So, who led with the kiss? You led or did he lead? You know.
He led.
He led with the kiss.
Certain things, you know.
Now, did you put your tongue in his mouth or did he put his tongue in your mouth?
What did me say? Me say him lead, right? So if he lead,
he probably leaned in. I don't know. Maybe he leaned in. What happened to Dr. Judith? Dr. Judith, you okay?
No, she warming up for she's story. Because tell me, Judith, what happened? So Judith, hold on. You drape him up and wait, come here, boy. Tell me the rest.
Me. Wrong girl, yeah. Wrong girl.
Tell me the rest of the story.
I never have the first kiss.
You're still waiting?
Never been kissed.
You never been kissed?
Stop it.
No.
Dr. Junior, don't try that.
I don't remember. Honestly, I don't remember things in terms of age and all of that. I'm not very good at that. But I do remember I was probably about 15, maybe close to 16. And this young man, he was well known. I didn't know he was well known, but I found out he was well known in Jamaican radio or something. Whatever. What me know. Anyway, he took me to see a play. And all the people in the play was naked. I said, dear God, this man is going to kill me here tonight. What the blast is this? And my father knew I'd gone. He's an African troupe or whatever, came to Jamaica. And they danced and everybody naked. Man, oh man, everybody. Somebody sit down there and was like, oh dear God, what is this? But I keep it going like, I'm sophisticated. I'm okay. I can handle this. Nothing happened then. Then one Saturday, I started having some strange vibes about him, like he was really free to be with me. I felt that way. But anyway, he came to the house and we had a cherry tree.
Only laugh at my go over tree and she had cherry tree. Go ahead.
There's a cherry tree in the back of the yard.
And he picked the cherry.
No, gross. Gross. No, hey, that never happened to me until I was almost 21. Where from me? Anyway, I was in the back of the yard.
Some don't catch that.
Him start pick the cherries. And I know I'm not crazy. I've never been crazy about fruits and stuff. And him offer me a cherry. I was like, should I offer him that right? Anyway, I said to him, he turned around and after him chew the cherry, him try to kiss me. I was like, oh, gross. Just the fact that the cherry was in his mouth, I didn't enjoy it. I didn't.
Yeah, what happened was breath might have been rough, so the cherry was to kind of just,
Or maybe.
Just break the roughness up so it would. No. The kiss would be cherryful. You see, it was a cherryful.
All right, Mr. Sam. Anyway, I think my first official kiss was when I was about 17 or 18. I met this guy.
Didn't she just say 16 or 17?
No. My first, that wasn't a kiss. That was foolishness. Not a cherry kiss.
Wait.
But when I went to New York, no. Because this was in Jamaica.
When you say official, what like you went
official first, it was this
first one never mean nothing. That's what she has
This gentleman in New York I met. Frankie was his name. Oh man. Frankie was a Hispanic fellow.
Frankie, you watching?
He was a friend of Desmond. They used to drive taxi together.
Yeah, we can take back kisses now. Yeah.
I don't like that one, Shadi. I didn't like that. That was annoying. It didn't do a thing. There was no tongue. There was nothing.
Lord.
But I met Frankie. Frankie was older than me by quite a few years. But boy, let me tell you something. And I remember one night we were at a nightclub. No, I'm still I think I was under 18. And Toots and Desmond, my sister, and her boyfriend at the time, we went to the club. And me and Frankie sitting there. Let me tell you something, man. I shouldn't even say this. I take it back. It was lovely.
It was lovely.
That's when I met the top. That's when I met the top.
You met
so good night, Natty. Yes, we didn't acknowledge you when you stepped into the room. Good night, Diane Roxanne. Good night. What did I just walk into? Wow. So to Natty S and to Diane, I would urge you all to partake in the conversation and not just sit there like a fly on the wall, and just observe. Tell your story. Well, Diane, if she whole name of this, so she might be a little reluctant.
Where were you?
Name and she picture. She name and she picture of this, so she might be a little reluctant to talk. Where were you when, or do you remember the first time? Now, I know a lot of parents lie to their children, telling fairy tales as to what sex is all about. I remember growing up, I heard girls say that for a long time they believed that kissing would get them pregnant, or if you sit down on the toilet seat, it would get pregnant. Were you told the truth, or were you a believer in fairy tales, and for how long?
That's a question?
Yes. Were you told the truth, or did you believe in fairy tales or something?
Jamaicans don't do fairy tales. Jamaicans don't do fairy tales. Boogeyman, fairy tales, fairies, no magical. No, we don't do fairy tales. Straight to the truth. If the person is brave enough to go straight to the truth.
Yeah, trying to remember. We didn't really get. It wasn't like no one said it was like you kiss someone and you get pregnant. We didn't really go there. It was more like in my time. It was you were in a group. You know what I mean? Like you're in an age group. So it was monitored by adults, and it was more like this age group you could talk about this. This other age group you could talk about that. So something like that might have been most of the times out of the age group conversation. So the all in nonsense you talk about was probably within yourselves, like, you know,
stuff you pick up on the street. But I want to know about the parents then. Yeah. What was the dialogue like where the parents were concerned? Did they come straight out and say?
I didn't have the dialogue.
I don't remember them telling me.
So you see that there?
You see how he took himself away from that? He said, all you see this? All you see this? Watch the last name. Put it back up.
So yeah, we were kind of that, you know, and we grew up in a very religious background too. So they would give you a book and try to inject certain religious things up in there, and you know, and say, well, the girl has this and the boy have this, and you know, that kind of thing. But I see we have a post from Diane. Are you guys ready for us to put this up and see?
Yes, put it up. Let me read it.
It's boiling. It's actually boiling before I click it on. Let me see if there's
read that for me, Karin.
Not I.
No. All right. She said her first kiss was with a boy who she was dating, if you could call it that, in the Caribbean at 17. She said they used to talk at church then, but the first kiss was magical. Church outing and onto the beach. Wow, to the beach. That was kind of fast. It was wonderful. We never dated after I moved to the US, but stayed in touch over the years. About 4 years ago, I found out on Facebook he passed away. I was devastated.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that very touching, Diane. Very, very touching story indeed. The reason I asked Karin to read it because I don't want nobody take one segment out of the show and say my first kiss was with a Sometimes you have to watch how you speak. You know, I might be reading what she said and somebody just hear that first beat, just me reading it, and say, wait a minute, where do I start talking about him first kiss with a boy? All right, so that's what I say. That's why I say, Karin, read it.
So I like when you say it was magical.
Magical.
So magical. We Diane, could you give us or Diana, sorry, I normally call her Roxanne. Roxanne, could you give us like when you say magic, did time stop? Did your heart stop? Give us a little description of what made it magical. Was it the beach surrounding, like you were at the beach and the water crashing, the waves crashing on the shore?
Oh Lord.
Provided
I think it just had to do with the turtles curling up in the sanders. She said all of that. So let me ask you all something now.
One more before we run away. So being that it was all that, did the gentleman have to run into the beach to cool himself down? Did he have to run into the water to cool himself down?
Stop it, man.
So, talking about having to run in the water and whatnot to cool yourself down, how old were you, or like Karin keep phrasing it, where were you when you realized that you were a sexual being?
That I realized I was a sexual being?
Yeah.
I've always known myself to be a sexual being, even as a very young girl. Always liked boys. It seems to be certain hemispheres that
Sam, they could still recognize you with the shades, take it off.
Boys are taught to like run away from girls, girls run away from boys. In Jamaica, you just like somebody, you like someone. I remember liking boys from 5, 6, 7. So I've always been a sexual being. So I don't even know if I can answer that better than that. I always like boys, always. I still remember.
Yeah, but that doesn't determine that you are sexual.
No, it is sexual. It is. I knew this person was different than I was physically. There was an attraction. It wasn't like be my buddy. It was like be my little friend, my special friend, that type of thing. But I've always liked boys from very, very young. I've been aware that this is somebody I really liked and stuff like that.
Take off the shades, Sam. Take off the shades.
Okay,
people asking you why you have on the shades.
I try to hide from him data.
My daughter has shared her first experience.
Read it. Read it.
I need to find out.
That's why you went Stevie Wonder on us.
We need to find out who this young man is. So let's see.
Shade.
Okay, Shade said, I never shared mine. It was my best friend.
Strong?
Let me read it. Yeah, I never shared mine. It was my best friend the summer before high school started. LOL. We were being pressured by the neighbors' kids because they said we would be a cute couple. Needless to say, 10 years later, we've been together for 6 years.
Wow.
So I guess they were right.
Oh, wow.
So I guess you know the fella, Sam. And you don't give him the okay.
So we're going to have a conversation.
You went straight Stevie Wonder on us. Why?
Thank you for sharing, darling. So that was a very good, beautiful story. He's a nice young man. When you said when you found out you were a sexual being, when the word being kind of took me into more like an alien type of thinking. So I said I'll put my shades on to see if it would give me that look of a sexual being.
Human being doesn't make you think of alien. So why would a sexual being makes you think of an alien? Stop it, man.
So answer the question, Sam.
You're too literal for this show, You need to lighten up a little bit. So when did I realize? I don't think I realized it. Growing up and you sit with your breads and you're talking, you're looking at the girls, especially when the ladies are developing, And we even have a little talk competition between ourselves, who you think look and whatever. So we were always there, but we didn't really think of ourselves as, well, we are sexual beings. I probably got that ideology maybe in my 30s that I'm a sexual being. Yeah, like the.
So when you say 30s, I may say 5, 6.
No. I think we're getting caught up in the wrong terms.
But you understand what I'm saying. But I'm just saying at that age.
Well, what
Sam
is saying is that most of us as children do not identify ourselves as sexual. We have sexual feelings and sexual attractions and appreciation, but we don't say, I think I'm a sexual being. We don't have that moment. But what you're saying, Karin, is that you've always liked guys, and you've always. But I think what Curtis is saying, I mean, Curtis, get to me if I'm wrong. I think what Curtis is asking, when were you first aware that you had these sexual that you had sexual feelings? Is that what you're asking in essence?
Yes, sexual urges, when you realize that that thing there is more than urinating, when you realize that it have another purpose other than taking a piss.
So Sam is talking about when he became fully aware of his sexuality and his sexual whatever in the 30s.
Right.
That's what he's saying.
So if you meant sexual urges, why you never asked about sexual urges?
Well, he was trying to make it more palatable. What is wrong with you, Karin?
Anyway.
But this is the reason why we have to Judith to break it down. That's what that, So
no, the thing is that sexual. I started writing sexual stories when I was about 7, 8 years old. I was always very sexually aware,
I don't know why, but not that I witnessed anything around me. But yeah, I'll double the number then, since you're changing the tone of my question. Supposed to be 10.
Okay.
But I was aware very, very young. I liked boys. I liked men.
I think as males, we kind of bypass we kind of bypass a certain aspect, because you somewhere somehow you got the notion of what sex was already. Maybe probably by 8 or 9 around.
You know what you're saying? You know what you're saying, Sam? You're saying, don't process nothing. You just feel it and do it.
To a degree.
That's
when you're young, when you're young, when you have no time to process a whole set of thing.
When you're older too.
Maybe when you're older, you kind of,
Not all.
What will happen if I drop this glass?
Drop glass.
You ever heard about that before?
But this is not so much of a question, but something just came to mind here, and I'm gonna place myself under 5 years old, 5 or younger than 5, based on where I was living at the time. I remember playing outside with some girls. There were like 4 or 5 girls. I was the only boy in the group, and we were playing with marbles. And the object of this game that whoever created was that we would roll the marbles, we would roll this marble, and one person would have to try and catch the marble before it reaches in the canal. If the marble go in the canal, the rest of us come and pick you up, carry you under the step, and it had a pile of sand and throw you down in the sand. And the penance for not catching the marble and it going in the thing, everybody had to expose the genitalia.
Oh, gracious.
That was my first experience seeing.
Who come up with that game, boy?
Yeah? That was my first experience actually seeing female genitalia, because the 4 girls or 5 girls, how many were, I was the last. I said, no, I'm going to be the last one to throw the marble. So all of them, they do so, they throw the marble. I don't know if they throw it purposely so that it go in the canal, but everybody pick them up, carry them under the step, and then they would just open up the flower. I mean, we were children, and show the genitalia. And then when my time come, I would do so. I say, wait a minute, like we run out of girls. Everybody say, they know, yeah, you. And then they know. So of course, throw the marble as gentle as I could. The marble still go in the canal. So when they come telling me now, show we, I said, no, look, all you done make all your own fall off. All your own fall off. I ain't want nobody touch mine because it's the first time I'm actually seeing a naked female with no member. And now they want to see mine and touch mine. So I'm like, no, all you won't fall off. Why? I ain't let all you touch mine.
I like that one.
So no, and that was actually the first time, and I knew that I was 5 or under because I moved from that area and went to the Pune to live when I was 6. So I had to be somewhere 5 years or younger, and that memory stayed with me up to this day.
But you figure, say, if you show yours gonna fall off.
No, they wanted to play with it or whatever they wanted to do, and I'm like, no. Because none of them had any.
They want, hey, seriously, psychological, that's a serious thing, you know. I'm telling you, a psychological analysis could say that's what men most fear about women, that they go take it off. A lot of men feel that women are going to emasculate them by taking it off.
Just shaking my head.
Oh, Lord. So Roxanne has a comment real quick here.
Exactly, taboos.
Our parents made everything so taboo back then. I learned about becoming a woman in school. Like someone else said, you were given a book because parents, I guess, didn't have that comfort level to actually sit with the kids and describe things and describe its purposes for what they were at the point in time. So yeah, it was difficult for them. I told you all in the show here before that one time I asked my grandmother where babies come from, and I get hit with a whole pigeon peas tree. Bongo peas, you all know it as a dried tree in the yard, and my grandmother was doing the garden, and I walked up behind her, and I said, "Ma, where do babies come from?" And she whoosh, the whole tree hit me from here. So
you know, she didn't lie to you.
So I'm getting to ask that question again.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You know, you're not supposed to ask questions like that. She from old school. So when did you come to the realization that you were an adult?
That what?
Karin, when did you come to the realization that you were an adult?
Around 30. Before that, going through the motions, working and all of that, but still felt a bit childish. Somewhere around 30, I came into my own skin. Around 30. Making decisions to sort of move forward without anybody else's input. I was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be an adult.
Judith, did you ever grow up?
Not planning to.
When did you come to the realization you're an adult?
When I was a child, I was extremely mature. And as the years have gone on, I've become less mature. Just so I can live. But no, I was very mature, very young. Very, very, very mature, very young. But I think the realization of, take care of myself and whatever, it hit me several times at different times. It wasn't just one time. And I think the last time it hit me was when I turned maybe in my 50s. I said, one day I said, but Judith, you're a big man. But it come at different times because different things happen that makes you say, right, me a big woman, this is serious something going on here. So for me, it has been different stages. Now I've accepted that I'm old, but I'm still.
No, you're not too old. Don't try that.
No, I'm old man, but me alright, but good at it.
The fan, whatever it's called.
Very good at it.
For me, it was a little bit of everything. I had old school parents, so old school parents they like to hold on to the reins. They hold on to. So regardless of how old you are, they still want to talk to you like if you're 5 or you're 6. So I think when my dad, I think my dad was more realistic than my mom.
Yeah.
So at probably by 20, let's say like 19, he started kind of pulling off for certain things he would probably get on me about. He'll kind of just pull back and he would emphasize, you're an adult now, you need to think this way, you need to think, that sort of a thing. So that helped, but I think what really cemented it would be the birth of my firstborn there. That was sort of like a whole, like, oh wow, there's a life in the world, there's a this, there's a that. So that whole adult persona, I think, stepped in. I mean, you're an adult, but it's sort of like when you're talking about when it hit you, right? Like when when it kind of yeah. So I would have to say kind of like between that phase. So it was more like a phase over a certain amount of time.
You know what I can tell you also is I remember being very young. My mother was usually box me. And I hear my father, Beryl, come on, man. Nighttime. He'd be begging out. I'm saying to my brother, shut it down. I said, oh, shut up. How you think you all got here?
That's Judith, but let me ask the question, because I want everybody to piggyback on this. That was the question I had next. If, most of us, we tend to look at our mothers especially as some innocent being. Let's not talk about grammar. Let's not talk about grammar with a church hat, right? And the question was, at what time did you realize that mama was a freak?
I can answer before anybody else. Young. My father was a frisky guy, and my mother acted like she wasn't frisky. But they frisk out 10 babies. So not many years before she died, I said, Ma, I know you had sex at least 9 times. She said, Judith. I said, I know you had sex at least 9 times. But I'm open. I've always been that way. So I could talk to my father about sex. And I could talk to my mother about sex. They were, you know what? They were open because I brought it to them, and I always did it in humor. But no. I can tell you, I saw his desire for her. I heard him talk about it, and she'd be like, "Leave me alone here." But yet, like I said, some other babies come after me, so she was doing something. No, but I like that. I like that about people who don't pretend that they like it and they do it. I don't do it anymore, but I like it. I mean, I like to see that.
Clear that up for me. I ain't quite sure I understand what you're saying.
I doesn't do that anymore, not because I don't want to, but because I don't have the occasion to do it.
Oh.
For me, I remember I must have been maybe 12. And I remember going into my mom's dresser drawer for, I don't know what. Must have sent me. That wasn't my style. And saw the condoms. But initially I thought, I wasn't a stupid kid, I promise you. But initially I thought they were balloons. And I'm like, wait a minute.
So did you blow one? Did you blow up one?
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Yes.
So, but initially I thought it was balloons, right? So I pick it up, like, and it was, the drawer, the floor, the bottom of the drawer was just covered with it.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. Not from hearing anything per se. They're very discreet, I think. My mom and my then stepfather. Can't say I really heard anything, but when I found the drawer, it's like, oh, okay, mommy. All right.
Okay, so how old were you when you realized this experience here? You are at what age roughly?
Me, Sam, or Sam?
No, yes, you, Karin. You hear me properly?
Yeah, I was about 12. I think I was like somewhere between 11, 12, somewhere there. I just remember going into the drawer for whatever. As I said, she had to have sent me for something. I remember
I was
seeing
a
that
bit of
whole
a
show.
what do you call it? No, what do you call that word? What do you call that word? There's a word that describes what I used to. I used to listen for the sounds of sex.
Is that right?
I did. I thought it was the most exciting and interesting thing. So I would listen for. Listen, I used to read books because I wanted to know. Nobody was telling me anything. I wanted to know, but I would look for that life around me. I would look to see.
So you would hear people having sex, like
No, not people. What do you think about? No, my parents.
No, I didn't mean you were. I didn't mean you were stalking anyone. I'm just saying you like the sound.
No, not the actual. No, not. Let's put it this way. I like. First of all, I love sex. I think sex is an awesome, wonderful thing. Now, as a child, I wasn't doing it, but what sex suggested to me was affection. Yes, and I had them tied together. So,
but you know that they're not really.
Huh?
You know now, as a therapist, that they're not necessarily.
Right, but for sure, I found that out many years ago. But as a child, I just felt my parents loved each other because they were doing this thing. Not that I said, I'm started it. No, not that. But it was for me a confirmation that they cared for each other.
Oh, okay.
Because
well, for me, when I realized my mother was up to no good. No, I don't know if my mother and father stayed together long enough for me to know them being together. I always know him as a villain. He was never in the picture, but I always know him as a villain. Yeah, your father in a negative light. But I remember clearly, once again, in this stage before younger than 6 years old, whenever it get dark, I know my mother would bathe me and get me ready for bed. And there was a green
setup. It's a setup.
There was a green light, a green fluorescent light that she used to put on once it get dark. A green fluorescent light. And there was a gentleman by the name of Tony used to come over, and I never liked him. I never liked Tony. I remember speaking to Tony, but there was something about Tony I didn't like.
He brought the green light.
Because given the green light.
Somehow after drinking my tea to get ready for bed, I would just sit there, and it's almost like I felt like they drugged me, and they just would sit there and watch me and wait for me to fall asleep. And no matter how much I fight that sleep, the sleep would always take over. And Tony would just sit there not saying much and just watching me. Say, I know what you thinking, boy, go in here, boy, go to sleep.
I got the green light, go to bed.
But I never liked Tony. Because somehow once Tony showed up, it was time for bed. And I didn't like that I couldn't stay up with my mother because Tony was always there. And several years later, in my 20s, somehow Tony re-entered the picture. And this is in New York now, and Tony came to the apartment. And Tony looked at me and he said, hey, I don't know if you remember me, Tony. And I said, no. No. He said, but you said, no, I don't remember you. No, I don't remember you. But I knew Tony. Because somehow when Tony came in my presence, then I didn't like him either. It was residual something from back then. And it took me a while to realize who he was then, but somehow when I met him the second time, I didn't like him then.
You took your place. You took walkless. Go ahead.
No, not in my 20s. No, there was no place for him to do. But then he took my place then, and somehow there was a serious dislike for Tony.
Of course.
Yeah, I just...
No, what is this dislike? Like, you were just not comfortable around Tony, right?
No, I never liked the boy.
You didn't like him?
No,
when he came back years later?
So let me ask you all something now. How comfortable was it for you to discuss sex with your parents?
I already told you. I don't have those. I didn't have those issues. I
didn't discuss it. She never brought it up, and I didn't discuss it. I
talked to my father about anything.
It's not sex. I don't remember having any conversation.
Sir?
As a matter of fact, when I came to America, I found out that my mother, they had been separated for many years. I found out that she had a boyfriend. So I wrote Daddy. I said, go ahead and get a girlfriend because she have a boyfriend. I said, don't sit down there waiting for her. That's how open I was with them. Because I didn't like the idea that he used to say, I love the very ground she walk on. I said, Daddy, Ma has a boyfriend. Go ahead and get yourself a girlfriend. Don't wait for her. But it didn't matter. I mean, I spoke to both of them about whatever. But the rest of my siblings, they've never been good at that. Oh, Judith, how could you say that? I said, you want me to show you how me say it? I'll say it again. I said, what are you all so afraid of? That's how you got here. So I never had those.
Ever had those open conversations about sex with your parents?
You know, it was on a different height. It was on heights. It wasn't, like plain. Like I think like mother and daughter-in-law plain. That was plain, For me it was very, it's an acquired taste. So it wasn't really a free up conversation. Most of my conversations had more to do with what are you doing with your life? The guy in older, that's where they kind of was more pushing,
Sorry. Because I can imagine my father asking my brothers, what are you doing with your life?
What are you doing with your life? Yeah, it was more there. It was kind of hard. It wasn't like, well, you take shower last night. You do this. You do that. You do the other. You love it up. You rub up the thing. Nothing. Them didn't really go down that road with me on that time.
But you know what I heard? Curtis, sorry to cut you. You know what I heard? One of my brothers told me. I won't tell you which one. One of my brothers told me he got his girlfriend 15. He was 15 and she was, I think he was 15. Both of them were 15, and he got her pregnant. That's where his oldest daughter. He has a daughter, and he said when he told my father said to him, "But you have to be." He uses always do like this. No, man, you have to be sensible. You have to cover up yourself. And I heard that. I was told. But he talked to the boys about stuff like that. Go ahead, Curtis.
For me, personally, well, my father, like I've stated on many occasions, has never been in the picture to hold any casual conversations, furthermore, to hold a conversation about sex. Most of what I learned, not most, everything I learned about sex, I learned on the street. I learned from friends. Some of it true, some of it lies. But that's where my education came from, on the street and from OJT.
What's OJT?
OJT?
Yes, on the job training.
On
the job.
But I can tell you one thing though. I speak to my son. I started speaking to him very young. And I started telling him, about sexual things very young. So because I don't like this idea that boys must know that they're valuable just as much as girls are valuable.
And when you learn on the street, you learn so many versions of things. And when you try it on with your prospective girlfriend or, in the case of boys, you realize not a thing no go so.
Yeah, man, they're lying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I remember something here now. This big singer, Barry White. Barry White had a song called "Practice What You Preach."
Oh,
you remember that?
Yeah.
Any of you ever found yourself in a situation where, let me be frank with this, where you ask couldn't cash a check that your mouth wrote?
No, I don't cash me now. I'm sitting there.
Yeah, I kind of.
I mean, sexually.
Yeah, it's sex we're talking about.
Sexual prowess.
I kind of had some.
No, I never talk that way, so it don't matter. I can tell you one story.
I'm a soldier.
I have a story for that.
I'll face whatever.
I have a story for that.
Hold on. Two only talking at the same time.
When Karen's finished.
Both of them sit down, they're talking about she a soldier. Go ahead.
I'm a soldier. I've never found a situation I couldn't handle.
Box front. Box front.
Sam, I want to see your face on that, man. Take off.
My tea finish. Anyway, what I have to say is very minor compared to what you just said. When I lived in Georgia in the 80s, in the 1980s, my husband, he would, Sam, take out those glasses. Take out those glasses. You look like a prevert.
A prevert?
So one night he was, I've always been, when I'm married, and I'm very free and open. I don't get into a lot of, whatever. So I called him one night. I said, wait till you get home. And I actually used the R word to him. I said, when you get home, I'm going to rape you. He laughed. He many years later, he told me, he said, Judith, I could never say I was bored with you. I guess I'm a kind of soldier too. I was a kind of soldier too, like somebody else here says. So he said to me, so I said, yeah, man, but I'm not a drinker. So I had a little wine. Worst mistake I could have made. And so when he came home, man, and we started, the whole fondling and everything, man. And all of a sudden, we started all the action going on. And I said to him, next thing I know, I wake up. He said to me, so I go, I'm sorry. Here, it's okay. I was not a good soldier that night. I fell asleep. So I guess I couldn't cash the check. But
you fall asleep or you knock you out?
What did you say?
I'll see if you fell asleep or he knock you out.
It could be a combination. I just know that I can't, because what happens to me when I drink a little wine, I start laughing and I fall asleep. But I forgot the fall asleep part. But I think what he was saying to me is that, listen, you don't know what it did for me. You calling me and tell me what you was going to do to me. That made him feel wonderful. So even though I wasn't able to live up to the promise, he was quite pleased that I had such desires to call him and tell him. And I believe in those things. I believe in women calling their husbands and whatever and saying things like that.
You were saying something?
You want to answer that question since you put it out there?
Who?
Curtis.
Hold on, Sam was saying something.
What was Sam saying? Sam was saying a darn thing.
I would just say, well, the thing is, I don't normally run around the place and brag, so I don't really just have to say, well, I gotta do
like
this.
all the glasses are going. It seems deceptive, Sam.
There you
Take
go.
it off and chat, man.
Again,
chat your chat.
I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I gotta lift you up over so, I gotta blaze it up so, I gotta take off
the shades.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
No, take off the shades.
No, I did have moments of, you fall short because
I know Sammy hearing all you or you ignoring all you. Which
of different, different situations. Sometimes you're too excited, you just get the excitement, you just go and, it's kind of like very uncontrollable conclusions,
Sam, take off the shades and chat. It seems
why you don't write about my shades?
You never put it on before, You put it on just when key responses are needed.
Okay.
What happens, Sam, when you have the glasses on? We can't hear you clearly.
What about this one? You can work with this one here?
Yes.
I look more like a professor here.
Transparent.
I look more pizzazz here.
Transparent.
Yeah, so I mean there'll be times as mankind, you
mankind, I like that one. Mankind.
You fall short of the glory.
You have a few drinks too many. You may have smoked.
Well, it might have been drink related. It might have been where you didn't really practice how to pace yourself.
The operative words there are
premature ejaculation.
You have to, you might have because the first rub was the first rub was so exciting that you had never felt a rub like that before.
A rub,
when you never felt a rub like that, it's like, oh yes, have mercy. blood pumping,
like this before.
the heart beating, everything just, you know, a couple of seconds, you're like, oh my God.
What's happening?
What happened?
You need to go up on stage. I don't know what you're doing.
You know, and over time, you know, you learn to, you know, pace yourself like Bruce Lee, you know, and know how to mentally work, you know, work the situation and lubricate the mind of the lady so that she can
the body of the lady.
She can be very lubricated through the process, you know.
The body of the lady, not the mind.
No, the mind. You got to lubricate the mind.
No, the body. So you got it wrong.
Listen to me, Karin. Mama has his own kind of things that he does. He lubricates the mind first.
Yes, you must lubricate the mind, and then the body will just be very, you know, all the little people inside.
The mind, lubricate the body, then use the body to finish the story.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, that makes sense.
And I don't know if anybody else in the chat want to join in, but this is primarily.
But you know what I don't understand, Sam?
Yes, sir.
All of this, you telling your story, but she want to tell you how to tell your story. I don't understand that at all. You ain't talking about she, you talking about you and what you do. But she want to tell you, no, that is not how you do it. You see? Let me tell you something. Shabba had a song talking about people like them, and they called Bedroom Bully.
Bedroom Bully?
Yeah. You see, that day, Sam, that's a bedroom bully. She telling you.
What Karin is doing, saying to Sam.
I'm helping Trini speak.
It confirms that they're interested in each other.
But what I want to say, you know, as Curtis said that, you know, women always like to hear from the men. You know, we need to hear from the men. We need to hear from the men. And then when the men come and answer the question, then apparently what the man says is up for debate.
That is very true.
Is either you take the answer or don't answer it.
I think the reason why she says that to you in particular, because you have a record of over dramatizing certain things.
Yeah, I'm a storyteller too. I'm a musician. You see the equipment in the back here.
No, but she's not sure if you're talking of reality or you're fabricated. So I think that's the reason why she challenges you.
No, this is all true. This is all true business here. This is all
you know what it is, Sam? Is the way you say it. You have a poetic way.
Yeah. No. You see, as a musician, right? As a songwriter, if everything just goes straight to the sex, you wouldn't really have nothing to write about.
Aye.
So you know, you have to write about a little bit of the.
I have to talk to you about a song.
A little bit about the wind. Then they go down to the toes and the calves.
And make them empty promises. You don't give them the skies, the stars, the wind.
You measure the breasts, you talk about that.
The mountains.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So you had to kind of set the stage.
Yeah.
So when you get to the chorus of the song now.
Sound like a journal to me.
So by the time you get down to the bridge and the last part, the mind is lubricated, the body is lubricated, everything is just ready to go. You see? So that is what a lot of people are missing. They want to just run straight to the thing. You have to.
Yeah, you don't start the song with the chorus. You start.
Yeah.
You start with the introductory verse. Right.
If I want to start with the chorus, I start with the chorus.
My issue was with the wording. Lubricating the mind. You lubricate the body, you stimulate the mind, you massage.
But you want to tell him what to that's you, Karin. Let the man do what he do.
I'm trying to explain what my issue was.
Karin,
why
Karin,
you defend me?
Karin,
I'm not trying to explain myself to him.
Karin, this is how you lubricate the mind. Right? From a man point of view.
Uh-huh.
Let me say you and I decide that we're gonna meet up Friday night.
Not you and I. Make it a third.
It's hypothetical.
Go on, Professor X. Go on.
Friday night. Okay, it's Tuesday. So Tuesday and Thursday, all I do is talk to you.
Yeah, man. I'm lubricating your mind.
I'm lubricating your mind. So by the time Friday come around, Friday morning you're wet. And you just waited until Friday evening after the dinner. You know what I mean? After the dinner and a show.
Sure. She show you everything.
You are sure.
Who? Yeah, I run in the show.
You are
after
sure.
the dinner and the show.
No.
Why you saying no, Karin?
Me say you do the show.
Which show? I mean, on stage?
Well.
No. I am orchestrating.
You see, once again, she's telling you what to do.
Yeah, I'm orchestrating. You know, but of course, I'm not going to give you the program. You don't have the program. You have to just enjoy the situation.
You wicked man.
So you are well lubricated 3-4 days. My dick was in the room waiting a whole 3 weeks. I was in the room waiting. So by the time you come, everything.
This is a master art.
and that's why you're talking about the premature ejaculation coming.
Oh dear God!
No. Well, hear what? The pre stuff. I didn't know how to do the other stuff yet. You know, so over time, you just know. Over time, you learn, and you know you understand what you're working with.
So let me ask you something. What lies? Continue with that. What lies were you told, Sam, where sex was concerned? What kind of misnomer? What did you believe that you later found out that it just didn't go so?
It wasn't about actually about sex. It was about dancing.
Dancing before you have sex.
No.
If the dancing had to do with sex, we won't hear it. We talking
no, it's almost the same. It's almost related. But I'm happy it happened in the dance because the dance kind of let me realize, oh, okay. But many moons ago, I happened to go to a fete. Everybody jamming in the fete, you know, the soca music, the calypso, you know. So I had a lady there, you know. I said, well, maybe I could dance with this one, you know. So I, you know, moving up in the music. The lady, what she just said, look, I'm gonna hit you one box here tonight if you only touch me. I said, oh, so maybe I should ask for the dance. So, you know, it put things in perspective now, you know? I was like, oh, okay. Maybe this is how it works.
You have to ask, don't just move in for the kill.
Don't just move in. But the notion was, move in. You know, just move in.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing because I can just imagine the lady say, no matter with it.
So, but it's one-sided though, because a woman in that context, and just to be fair, in that context, the woman could move free if she want to move in, move out, or if she could do it without really any consequences. But you know, as a guy, you cannot just move in.
You
really think so?
No, but I'm just saying that the cultural.
Oh, I guess that's how let me tell you something, especially with this younger generation, is a different breed of people.
Oh, no, I ain't never know.
They ain't afraid to say it like it is, and even if I'm back in my time, I ain't afraid to tell you go back over there. I ain't afraid to tell a girl no.
Well,
so don't say that it's free for a woman to just do. No, not always.
Well, let me just say, you are correct, but you know, if you tell that woman go back, so they might start looking at you strange, like, well, maybe
girl.
No, bro.
The movie The Bodyguard.
They might start looking at you strange.
Sam, in the movie The Bodyguard with
Kevin Costner
and Whitney Houston, there was a white woman in a club. Whitney had sung, and they were involved with each other. But Whitney had sung, And so this woman come over to him, and she had a strange hairdo. Anyway, white woman, she came to him. She's like, "Hi, I've been watching you from across the room. See me? I mean, cut your head, see me? Go back across the room."
He said, "Yeah, then go back across there and continue watching."
Continue watching. That was a classic scene. He was deadly with him glass of orange juice. I love it. Love it.
See, that's what I was trying to correct with what you're saying. You know, so many times we get caught up in the fact that well, we need to do this and we need to do that, and it's okay for the woman to do.
Yeah. Okay, let me just you are correct, Curtis. I wasn't implying that it's a flat rule. I was just saying, just in the understanding, you know, of
gentlemen.
Remember I told everybody time in Brooklyn, the Labor Day, I going by this house and I had to pass through the lobby. There was like a hallway from the room to the kitchen in the back, and right. So in that context, again, I could have just tell a woman and hey, don't touch me, I walk through and go on my way. I could have do that. But you know, you're trying to be human, you know, you're trying to be polite.
And everybody take a little wine and a jam.
You get them a little small thing. It's just that they end up taking more than the small thing and they turn it into a whole fiasco.
Yeah, they wind up on you between here and there, and you have to take it.
Yeah, say,
let me hear Judith answer on this. What lies did you believe about sex that you later found out that
I don't remember.
It never got so.
Listen. I was well read. I read ferociously about sex, and I was always interested in sex and relationships and stuff. And I don't remember. By the time I got started, I wasn't looking for nothing but what I wanted. I was looking for that I heard or whatever. I remember one night it had snowed in Mount Vernon. It had snowed a lot, and my husband, we weren't living together. I was still at home with my mom. And I trod in the snow to the phone booth. That's when you had a phone booth, man. And I called him up and I said, "Joe, are we going to see each other tonight?" He said, "Woman, you're crazy. You see that snow out there? You have standing in it." But I'd grown to love it so much. I was 19, and now I was 20. I was almost 21 when I got started with him. I met him when I was 19. And once I got started, it was like, whoa.
The floodgates opened up, no turning back.
No, man, that was some good stuff.
So, Karin, did you buy into any of the lies? Or?
No, I didn't have that. Same thing like Dr. Judith. I was really aware and read and watched a lot of stuff. So I didn't have the lies thing. I just didn't.
No.
Well,
for me, I had the conversation with mommy, so I didn't have that.
Males with that lie thing.
Yeah, like I said, most of my education came from the street, and one of the things I heard, and I still hear some men telling this up to today, and they talk about, "Why, yo, I was riding that thing for 3 hours," and I was hearing that as a teenager, and I used to ask myself, "It's like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong that I'm not on top of there for 3 hours riding?" Only to find out later that no, it didn't. It never really goes. I'm not saying now there are some women with some insatiable appetite that could take 3 hours, and there are very few men that can perform for 3 hours.
Right.
But as teenagers, boys were talking about this because that's what they heard. And that passed down in the street, and everybody telling the same lie. To the point now, I'm there in the middle of the crowd listening, and I'm saying, "Well, yeah, me too." But knowing to myself is like, no, it never really goes so, because what am I doing wrong? And I have never encountered a woman that could actually 3 hours or what?
No, that's
3 hours or what?
That's
no,
kind of
sir.
crazy.
Not here. Not no 3 hours yet.
Not a human being.
Call the paramedic.
Yeah.
Call the paramedic.
No, you could have
intimacy.
You can have You could have a session that could be about 3 hours, but it would be a variety of different things.
Okay, well, I'm talking about dip on the saddle, 3 hours. Those were the lies that were told.
Right?
Come on, yeah, man, yeah.
So we have a comment. We have a comment we could address. By
Diane
the way,
says,
yeah.
so my love language are words of affirmation, physical touch, expression of affection, and love. If you don't give me that before, you're getting nothing. So I have to agree with Sam on this one. For some women, we need more in the main event.
More than the main event. Okay.
We need more than the main event.
She's talking about lubricating your mind.
Diane, do you write novels? The way you started off, if you don't physical touch and expression of affection, of love, it's such beautiful.
You sound like Sam now.
That sounds like
gotta go. Love you all.
Love you more.
Love you more, darling.
Sam, I'm gonna be in touch with you.
Okay. In reference to the music vibes.
Yeah, that's the lubrication.
We're gonna write a #1 song together. Yes. That's right. We're gonna take it to #1.
Yes.
#1.
Guys, good night. God bless.
Yes, sleep tight.
Bless up.
Hug him up tight.
Lord Jesus.
The teddy bear
I'll tell my pillow you said that.
Is that teddy bear you have?
Two pillows. Two pillows.
Bye.
Don't rip the pillow now, you know.
So let me ask you all something now. In the interest of time, let me kind of speed up with a couple questions here. Anybody ever had a relationship with somebody that just didn't want to let go? Somebody who just didn't get a message, well, it's done. They just hang on. They just like a leash because something for them in it is so sweet, it's so good. I mean, that they just can't let go.
I don't know. I don't answer that one.
No.
Oh yeah. Because the act when they say you can't let go, it may not mean that they actually did anything. They could probably can't let go and they're not even in your vicinity. They could probably be miles away and they can't let go.
Still holding on.
Still holding on. Yeah, you might have situations like that.
Okay, so let me reverse the question since Karin was so quick to answer. How about the reverse? You ever had that glue that just held somebody to the point that them just can't let go? Glue. Your name is Karin, isn't it? Or did you change it between?
I've had a few situations with people who are persistent even after I hadn't seen them for years. You know, but that's expressions, verbal expressions that were there, you know, insistent on wanting some final match or something like that.
A match?
Mm-hmm.
What is it, like in a ring?
Match. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One more run along the track.
Yeah. So I've had a few of those. But if you're clear,
when you say a few of those, you had a few offers, or you actually had a few
people who have had difficulty accepting that.
Oh, okay, so you didn't take the offer of running around the track one more time.
I'm good.
Okay. Do people actually do that? Like they run around the track one more time?
Yeah, people go back to their exes, absolutely, and realize why they left them in the first place. It's true. It's true.
Lord, help us, Father.
So, on that, you ever had an experience you wish you could give back?
Give back?
Yeah, man. Yeah, if you want to take back that, man. It's just no.
Well, I've discussed it here on the thing. Premature ejaculator.
There's some.
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Karin.
I'm just saying I said it on the show before. Premature ejaculator 2 times, or the jackhammer. You know, wish I could take those back. Like it was. What it was. Learning experience. I talked about the premature ejaculator. Seconds. Like, what the hell?
Wait, what was that a title you gave to the person?
Well, that's his title now in history because that's what he was.
The title is The Premature
Ejaculator. Yeah. 2 seconds. Second time, thinking first time was just overexcitement. Second time was like about 3, 4, maybe 4. And then they had the jackhammer. The jackhammer who said,
hold on. Sam asking you to clarify something there.
3 or 4 seconds or minutes?
Seconds. Felt like seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
women have to suffer through a lot.
But Karin, you're taking it the wrong way.
Women suffer through a lot, man. Come on now.
No. What I'm saying is, if you had this dude busting so quick, that mean to him, you were like
blue balls.
It was like like fire.
I think it was just blue balls. You know, he wasn't in a relationship for a long time. That's why he got the second chance. The second chance was an opportunity to make up for that first event, and it didn't. So I just had to.
But you could have. I mean, you could have worked with the brethren. You know.
No, didn't care.
School closed.
I didn't want to.
School had closed at that point.
I didn't want to.
She's not.
Okay. He didn't lubricate the mind enough to.
And then the jackhammer was like, "What you doing? What you doing? Human being underneath you. What you doing? That's not gonna work." I was like, you hear this thing on the street and you're thinking, nah. Yeah, like what you doing? Somebody's beneath you. Come on now. Stop that.
Wow. No. That's a toughie.
It's not tough. Remember, be gentle. Unless you don't want people.
Some people have a little what you call some people may have a transitional period.
You can decorate it any way you want. No,
I'm not speaking in reference to this particular person. I'm just
okay.
In general.
So Karin, tell me, where were you when you had your first heartbreak?
First heartbreak. At home with mommy, realizing that I didn't get letters from my first love, having an argument over things she had hidden from me. So I think that's probably the most excruciating thing.
He hid a few things from you?
She hid letters and whatever else.
Oh, your mom hid the letters?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So I remember being devastated by that. I've had a couple of other situations, but that was my first real, damn, she wouldn't even discuss it. So, she hid a lot of stuff.
So when she hid these things, was it in reference to protect you, or?
I'm sure, in retrospect, I guess, but because I was young. But we were countries apart, for heaven's sakes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So Dr. Judith, go on, and she ain't going to answer this one here, but I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about this song with Kelly Rowland. Kelly Rowland, former Destiny's Child. She sang a song with Nelly. You say, no matter what I do, all I think about is you. You all know this song?
Yeah, I know the record.
Yeah. So, anybody still got a hold on you?
Emotionally, but no other way. Yeah. First love, even the second. Yeah. Emotionally, that's like those memories. Just
there is. I wouldn't say it's a hold, but you do have memories.
Those memories. It's not, as you said. That's a corrected statement.
No. We ain't talking about memories. I said a hold, where it's like if that person should resurface, your relationship might be in jeopardy for a night. Tell the truth right now. I said confession good for the soul.
That might be more of a fantasy type thing, but because I I ran not recently, of course, but years ago I would run into somebody that there might have been some interest, and then when you explore it, you're in two different places. Like
not physically, but
mentally,
yeah.
and kind of like it's so that moment had already. If anything was supposed to happen, it had to happen then.
Yeah.
But you meet up later and you're just in different places.
Yeah, the ship has already sailed.
Yeah. It wasn't like oh my God, this could be something. It was like, oh my God, I dodged a bullet.
There's a song from Garth Brooks called Unanswered Prayers, and that's what it's all about.
So where he did actually sing a song, because I was about to talk about that when Sam close up. I heard Garth Brooks talk about this particular story about dodging a bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he said there was a situation where some girl he wanted to take to the prom. This had to be his prom date, just the love of his life in school, and he knew that he was going to marry this girl. And when he asked her to the prom, she said no, and that just tore him apart, broke his heart, because he already had it pictured. He was going to the prom with her. That was going to be his girlfriend. They were going to marry. They're going to have 2.5 kids and a dog, white picket fence. That was his dream. And once she told him no, she's not going to the prom, everything came tumbling down. However, he moved away, pursued a music career, blah, blah, blah. And then there was a high school reunion. And of course, let's call her Sally. When he went back to the reunion, he was looking for Sally. And it's like, okay, where's Sally? Where's Sally? And he's looking around. They said, go to table number 2. He went over to table number 2 and he went back to the guy. He said, no, she ain't over there. The guy said, yeah, man, table number 2. He said, the cheerleaders are sitting at table number 2 when he walked over there. He said the cheerleaders now look like the refrigerators.
Whoa.
Somehow this group of sexy girls that used to be cheerleaders in high school, he walked over to the table and he was like, nah, this can't be it. And kept moving. No, that can't be the table. No, maybe they mix up the numbers or something. So you get to find out all of these little sexy cheerleaders now look like refrigerators. And it just wasn't happening for him. So I guess that's the song where he said he dodged a bullet. I have to actually go look it up and listen to the lyrics of that song, but I heard him tell the story. I wasn't actually familiar with the song. So in closing, I have a closing question for you all. But tell me about some kind of music or something that take you back to that time. Pass some word of advice on to the younger people where this whole sexual thing is about. I don't know.
What time are you talking about? Takes you back to what time?
Whatever time that is for you. That okay. Time. Yeah.
Teddy Pendergrass. Turn out the lights. First love. Meeting him. Getting intimate. Not sexual. Okay. Yeah, Teddy Pendergrass. That was it. That song will always trigger those memories.
Turn out the lights and do what? Light a candle.
Rub me down.
And if you don't listen, Teddy said, turn them off. Oh, all right.
Rub me down with some hot oils. That's a lubrication I was thinking about. You're talking about lubricate the body.
Teddy Pendergrass put that bass voice on there. He said to her, he's singing top there. He said, turn them off. All right. Make the woman jump on the bed. Click. All right. Or the clock had too much light. I could pull the batteries out of that too. You know, Teddy had that deep voice, but he said, turn them off. So with all your experiences, wrap up in a nutshell, what to a young lady right now out there who's on that journey? We know they're starting a lot younger than before. Drop some wisdom.
Unfortunately, I think the direction I have to go in is when girls are so silly, I would say outrightly stupid in thinking when the guy is like, I love you, I love you. Yeah, that's great. You should love me enough to want to protect me from STDs, pregnancy. That's real love. The love where you just want to jump, get it over with, and then deny even being with me later on and stuff like that, or question whether I was with somebody else. Use contraception, you know, and stop believing that it doesn't feel the same way with a condom on. That's just bullshit. I can't deal with girls who still fall for that lie, and they do. You know, he loves me. He's gonna be by my side. Yeah. If you're before 25, no, stop it. I can't. For real, protect your body. Protect your body. Enjoy yourself, but protect your body. You know. That's it.
Sammy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I cannot.
So there's a reggae version. There's a reggae version of a song called Sharing the Night Together. That song definitely takes me back to a lovely moment in life, I must say. I think it was a remake, right? It was a cover. You know that you'd have you don't know the song "Sharing the Night Together"?
Yeah.
Right. But I think was it a country record or it was a pop record, right? It was like American record, and then it was done in reggae, and that song. And then there's another reggae called "Send Me the Pillow." And
that's your dream on,
those two records were like just pinnacle moments in my life. So those are two nice records. There's another one, but we ain't gonna get too much light on that one there. What I could say to the young people is, communicate. And sort of let people know where you are, and don't be afraid to say where you are, how you are, and what you are. In today's life, you don't know who is who, so communicate that, and you might be surprised. You might be surprised that the person that you rock with may be willing to rock with you on certain things, So I think communicating where you're coming from is important. So good night, Denise. You're late, man. You're still in Dubai? And
she might be just waking up.
She's probably waking up, right? Good morning. Good morning, Denise. She's still in Dubai. Those of you that are still looking, please hit the like button. And I think this might be one you want to share. You might want to share this episode. Excuse me. And that's I think communication is really good. And talk to people who know what they're talking about. That's the other thing. So that's my 2 cents.
That's your 2 cents. So yeah. I asked the question, talking about one music. Did you say anything about the music of the song? Yeah, you talk about that, right? And this is not the song that take it back for me, but this I just remember this particular song. I think Whitney Houston sang this, and it's just one of them songs that make me say, "What?" The lyric, I want to sing the song so bad because I love it, but she said, "If I woke up in World War III." And see destruction and poverty, and I'm sleeping in Grand Central Station. It's okay, you're sleeping with me? What? That is what you wish it? No, that's supposed to be like a love song. So you're telling me if you sleeping in the subway, no, that ain't gonna work for me. But anyway,
It's not like you missed the point, but go ahead.
I don't know why that one come to mind, but that song's a bit morbid. But nevertheless,
it's more of a metaphor, but go ahead.
But the song that take me back to that special place is none other than Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On," a song he sang for Tammy Terrell. I love that song, Marvin Gaye. It was that particular song that whenever it came on in a party, that's when everybody would just scatter to find a girl to dance with. Every school party, every Christmas bazaar, carnival frolic, or whatever it is, Marvin Gaye, "Let's Get It On" was the song that you want to hold on to a girl and dance. So I would time the music, and they would play 4 calypso, 3 reggae, 3 disco, and after that is slow song. And they come back, calypso on. Right. So after the disco is slow song. So while the disco music playing, I would position myself within arm's length of that girl I want to dance with. Because once that last selection of the disco tune done, boom, here come the slow music. So I'm waiting right there. Let's get it on. Boom, reach out and touch somebody's hand. That was the tune that brought it back for me and still take me back to those innocent days when love was pure, when love was true, when love didn't have all of these demands on love, what they call love. The innocent times as teenagers growing up. "Let's Get It On" was that tune for me. Now, if you really want to get it on, I'm speaking to the woman here and really want to turn your man on, Dr. Judith said it earlier, make a promise. If you could tell your husband, tell your boyfriend, tell your man, if you're living with that person or whatever, you tell them, make them a promise that morning. We're waiting for them when they come home, what you're willing to do for them when they get home that evening. And watch, maybe you mightn't be able to see it, but I could tell you something. That man is going to structure his whole day around that evening. If they want him to be like, yo, I ain't lifting up that, I don't want to hurt my back. Hey, somebody help me with this thing. No, I don't want to, no, I ain't. When he gets off work and the fella starts, but let me go out here and drink. He said, nah, but I going home. Why? Because a promise was made. And some women don't even realize the power that they have or the power that they could have if they know how to use it properly, where that man is concerned. But so many of them, they figure, cuss the man out, tell him this, tell him that, put him in the doghouse. And I said it before, you put your man in the doghouse, he end up in the cat house. Speak a language of love. Speak a language of concern. How sad it would be if you tell your husband or your boyfriend or your whoever, oh, you're nasty, so and so, boy, I wish you this, I wish you that, and he go out in the street and die before he return home. Is that what you want to remember? The last words you share with him was that you wish that he fall down and break your neck? That's what you want to remember? Speak a language of love. Watch the difference it would have in a relationship. Watch the difference how that man would operate where you're concerned and where your needs, your desires are concerned. Watch him build his day and build his life around you. Speak a language of love. Peace and blessings.
Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training, and I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people ask, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chatt? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chatt. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chatt.